against Boston. And if they can get Boston to play slower, that's to Miami's advantage. And that means that Jimmy Buckets is going off.
Yeah.
Not only is Jimmy Buckets going off, that also means that Bam is doing Bam.
Yeah. But
right?
but I feel the only problem with the Heat situation is because I got Boston beating them easily. I think everybody is too dependent on playoff Jimmy and playoff Jimmy going off to the next level and taking over.
Why is everybody too dependent on that? That's who he is, though, and that's what he's done.
I agree, but let's not forget the fact that this team has been inconsistent. I don't know what Heat team I'm getting. You can't tell me you 100% seen that this Heat team looked the same. It was at a point in time during the season where they were debating on blowing this team up. That's how bad they was.
Right.
Offensively, everything. So I'm just gonna say, like, a team that I've seen has been consistent the whole year, defensively, offensively, and they had a guy at the number 2 guy averaging 27 points per game, and you can debate, which I think Spider is the best 2 guard in the league, that he's the second best 2 guard in the league, maybe the best 2 guard in the league.
I got off of 23.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I ain't playing 23 tonight.
You can tell what you think about it, but I think y'all depending on too much to playoff Jimmy just gonna save them, and you just gonna you just say you just
trust me, don't waste your money, bro.
One hole in the boat, it's like 4 or 5 other holes in the boat. It's still the ship is still gonna sink. That's just me.
I think the difference with the Miami Heat is that they go as Jimmy Butler goes. If Jimmy Butler going, that means that Bam is going, and if Bam is going, then that means that Tyler Hero.
I only bought it because I was gonna buy that shit, and then I was gonna buy Live because Live was supposed to be making a fucking 23, but they didn't even make that shit. I'm about to fucking re-download Live 19.
I don't expect much from him scoring. What I do expect from him is
because pretty much 23 is fucking NBA Live.
And knock down an open shot
lagging.
From time to time. I think I can make this series competitive. And if it's
I was lagging last game, spiking a little bit, but I ain't lagging this game yet.
If this series is 6-7 games,
game just started. I don't know. We'll see.
And I think it could be a different conversation. No doubt about that. So, all right, SB, you know where to find me at, brother.
If you got Wi-Fi on any other thing, like if you got Wi-Fi on your phone, turn it off.
What's up? What's up, Chill? How you doing, man?
What up?
I'm gonna be honest, man. You know, I listen to your podcast. I listen to your Player's Choice, and you always say, take it however you take it, but take it light. Or take it however you take it.
Take it light, but take it.
I wanted to ask, because one of the first conversations I had with you was, how did you become a 76er fan? And you said you weren't, you were a Dr. J guy, right?
When I was a kid, that's who I was into. I was into Philly. They had Doc, they had Andrew Toney, they had Bobby Jones.
That's off.
I really enjoyed watching.
Word.
Alright, so that being said, you know, you were innocent in with the NBA business and everything going on, but you understand that they only absorbed Dr. J because
that's a steal.
Team was dismantled because of the Knicks' mischievousness of not letting us
I can't
play
get
where
through
we
the
needed
screen,
to
bro.
play,
Good block.
It's all documented.
Damn, they giving them some.
The record between an ABA Nets and the NBA, we were 15-4 in those exhibitions. Now, I'm saying all of this to say this is karma, and I'm asking. I'm just coming with a question. The question that now the karma is they got Dr. J from us. They got their last championship. The karma is their process is all out of whack because they did not keep Mikal Bridges at that 10th pick in 2018. And in 2018, if I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong, they did. And Mikal Bridges got to the finals.
I'm just glad I got actual good teammates this game, man.
Correct. So now that being said, they got Joel Embiid.
Are you saying, I know where you're going with this. Keep going. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, because what I'm trying to say is Mikal Bridges got to the finals because of karma for the 76ers, and he's going to be the prevention of the 76ers continuing that process, and they're going to dismantle that same 76ers team because of what Mikal Bridges and the Brooklyn Nets are going to do to them in that first round.
That paint too sweet.
Yeah. Let me know if you picking up what I'm putting down. And the reason why I'm saying this is because everything they asked for Ben Simmons to develop into is exactly what Mikal Bridges became with the Phoenix Suns. And if he was next to Joel Embiid opposed to Ben Simmons, they could have won in that Atlanta series, or if Ben Simmons was there or whatever, if Mikal Bridges was on that said team, they would have won it. But now because he wasn't, they're going to get their ass whipped. Starting Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. I got the Nets winning in 6 because of Mikal Bridges. He wears the number 1 on his jersey because he's going to bring the Nets their first championship, and he's going to, that's why I got, he wear the number 1 on his jersey.
Curse of the Brooklyn Nets. Okay.
It's that Rick Barry.
I've heard that before. Even though the logic, maybe that I've heard that before. Now, to your point, I think that the Brooklyn Nets, those guys that they have, all Philly has to do is play those guys to a tie, and I think Joel Embiid would do the difference. Joel Embiid has to be completely garbage in order for them to not win this series. As good as Mikal Bridges is, you're telling me that Mikal Bridges is going to outplay Joel Embiid in the series in order for them to win. I just don't see that happening, my man. I don't. Nah. I don't. But I'm digging your logic.
There we go.
I do. I dig your logic, man.
I'm gonna say this. I want to say this before I go. I want to say this last thing. Every team that wins it 9 times out of 10, they have a why. And Mikal Bridges has a why. Let me just say his why before I go. Mikal Bridges' why is they didn't just trade away Mikal Bridges. No, they traded away a hometown hero. Somebody that won with Villanova, NCAA 2 championships and averages.
Oh, yeah, I do that on Reg, bro.
Points per game out of college. And they trade him
Just
for
think of
Xavier Smith.
James Harden going back to the 60s. It was supposed to be Hal Greer, but it's pretty much what this is.
Never should have traded
everybody just said that because I always used to do step backs on this motherfucker.
That karma is them losing to Mikal Brooklyn Bridges in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh,
I'm ready.
That's
I'm ready,
me.
man.
I think he's a two-way finisher.
I can take it, though. I know you know where to find me at, fam. You know exactly where to find me at. I'll see you soon, brother. Out. What up? What up? Adam? Don't have him anymore. What up?
What's up, Chill? Hey, man, I'm a big fan of Players' Choice, man. I've been watching y'all for about like 8 months now. You were fluent and more of my favorite panelists, I swear. Ticket makes me laugh more than anybody because his crazy takes on. I love it. My question to you is, I'm concerned about Boston. Not because of their talent, but their head coach because he's young. And I've seen him like a couple games so far.
Just poke it.
He's made like bad adjustments, bad like play calls and stuff. You think that's gonna be a factor, like in the playoffs with them, or no? Like the coaching wise.
I do. Absolutely. When you get to the playoffs, everything matters.
God damn,
Rebounding matters. Rotations matter. Defensive schemes matter. All of that stuff matters, right? So when you're talking about a guy in Missoula who he kind of adopted a lot of Udoka.
Y'all doing too much. This first quarter, 0.7. I don't call timeout.
He lives in guys by the 3.
That's my biggest concern because I've seen Jason Tatum. I've boys and Mars said it. He's been playing more like James Harden Tatum than Jason Tatum back to the basket, fadeaway Tatum, going through the hole. All I see now is he dribbles, steps back 3, or he just puts his head down and try to go through the hole. I'm like, dude, where's your mid? I don't see no mid-range from him no more. Right. I don't see the post play Kobe like moves anymore. Right. And I'm very concerned about that. And I see Williams over there taking 5 threes a game. I was like, that wasn't y'all game. That wasn't y'all game last year. That wasn't y'all focus on last year. It was defense. And it was, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm really concerned is the coaching. It's mostly the coaching.
I think it's gonna be an issue. No question about that. I do think it's gonna be an issue.
Oh yeah.
Play more in between. I think defensively, I think that they're really good.
Oh, that's me.
With Robbie Williams, with Marcus Smart, with Paul Fitz, with Jason Tatum, with Jaylen Brown. I think that they're really good. I think that the issue offensively is if it's gonna be the long ball and it's gonna be to the basket, there has to be something in between. Otherwise, it's not gonna work.
He must have lagged out.
The adjustments, the necessary adjustments have to be made. No doubt about that. No doubt. So, all right, brother. You know where to find me at?
Got it, man.
Yeah. Hey, where Lamont at? I just had him in here. Lamont, come back. You was just in here a minute ago. Come back. I know I just had him in here a minute ago. Let's fly him. See if we can get him back. I just had him. Where you go? What up?
What up, Tim?
What up?
I was talking to you, I think, before your last live. It was a while ago, maybe a month ago, and I was talking to you about the Lakers free throws and how much they've been getting going to the line. Have you seen their free throw differential?
I have not seen their free throw differential. No, I have not.
Damn, let me
This is
get
a
this
screenshot
still.
from the second Chicago Bulls game. Their free throw differential was 411 and the second team was 193. So it's almost double. More than double.
So they get to the stripe a lot more than other teams.
Yeah, exactly. And then I checked the last time that a team that they faced shot more free throws than them was 2 months ago. And then I also checked who commits the least fouls in the league, and it's the Lakers. And who gets the most foul calls in the league? It's the Lakers again.
Right.
And this also because I'm a Mavs fan.
Oh, that's
I
the
was watching
AI.
the Mavs
Oh.
when they blew the 27-point lead, and I was thinking to myself, how did this happen? Because they didn't make any threes. They barely made any buckets. And then I checked. The Mavs made 23, and I think the Lakers made 9. And we also made more field goal attempts, and Luka only shot 4 free throws that game. So I'm asking you now, because you were a little hesitant to acknowledge it, but what do you think now about the free throws?
What do I think about this? Well,
Do you think the league has an agenda to push the Lakers to the playoffs?
No, I don't think that. No, see what you're trying to sell me is you're trying to sell me a conspiracy, and you're giving me numbers. What you're leaving out is stuff like the fact that the Lakers are the 3rd best defensive team in the game since the All-Star break. Number 3 in the game since the All-Star break. Anthony Davis has been playing. I think they're 15-7. I mean, they're 9-0 when Anthony Davis goes for 40. They're 9-0, 15-7 when they hold teams under, or 15-8 when they hold teams to 100 points. So,
I gotta
no,
get
I'm
that
not.
board.
The conspiracy theory. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. Because what it does is it takes away from how hard these guys are actually.
I'm trying to help you down there in the paint, bro.
That kind of stuff, I ain't interested in that. I'm not.
Oh yeah, come
Yeah, I
here.
do think they're great.
Oh, that worked.
But I
Good
have
shot.
another question. Where do you think the Mavs can go from here? Because getting the top 10 picks, because we owed the pick to them if we wouldn't have gotten the top 10 picks. So the best thing to do was to lose, because even if we won the last 3 games, the OKC would have made it before us. They had to lose against the Memphis reserves. So what do you think about the Mavs? Where can they go from here?
Well, the
Yo!
thing is that you can use some of that money in the offseason. You're going to end up signing Kyrie Irving to it. I think you're going to go 3 years with him. I don't think you're going to go as far. I don't think you're going to go past.
He was ready for that.
And I think you got to bolster up that defense more than anything. I think you got to get a starting center who can rebound and can protect the rim.
Yeah.
I don't think that your perimeter defense is very good. I think it's horrendous, as a matter of fact. So I think or via trade,
he ain't passing.
Better perimeter defenders to bolster that roster. I think you have your scoring in both Luka and Kyrie Irving. I think the defense is where the problem is, and that's what you do in the offseason. That's how you get this team better.
Yeah, the offense was never a problem for us. Never.
Why I put the dribble down, though?
No problem, brother. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I find it funny that the media outlets want to add context to Luka missing the playoffs, but digging up Kareem, but ignoring 3 of the starters battling through injuries through the 1975 season. And not just the 3 starters battling. The only playoff loss that I really have an issue with Kareem is when they lost in '73 to the Warriors in the first round, because it looked like Jabbar had underperformed. That when the year he won the league MVP and they lost and they didn't make the playoffs, that was completely different. That team was the Houston Rockets. They were at the bottom of the Western Conference before he got on that crew, and the rules were different. They had a better record than the divisional winner, and the divisional winner actually got in the playoffs. If the rules were back then what they are today, the Milwaukee Bucks would have made the playoffs. So I don't really listen to that. I don't really listen to that other nonsense. I think that's nonsense when it comes to Jabal. I don't.
Hey, GM. I just happy Easter, by the way. Hope your family's
What
going
up,
well.
brother? Yeah, running good, y'all. Running good.
Just had a little cut bench start for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Bosch, Buckets, and Middleton.
I'm gonna start Chris Bosh. I'm gonna bench Buckets, and I'm cutting Middleton.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What goes into the
5
process?
seconds.
Because they're very similar, I think, in style.
Well, I think that Middleton has proven that he can do it in stretches, but Bosh has actually been a number one on a playoff team, and he's also been a number one. He's been an all-star as a number one. Same thing with Buckets. He's been on the number one on a playoff team and on a championship caliber team.
No, you good.
Middleton has always been a complimentary player. So if I'm gonna choose between the three of those guys, in terms of their value, I think that I start Bosh, I bench Buckets, and I cut Middleton.
Okay, cool. That's all.
All right, brother, you know where to find me at.
I pressed it too
In
early.
all honesty,
He's still
Brown
off.
might leave. We got 2 years.
Be big, baby.
Luka would get us the chip for sure next year. Better play.
Hey there. Yeah,
I'm good.
you getting big.
I'm straight. What up?
Yo, G, what up? I got a quick question. What do you think will happen with Dame in Portland?
Well, he already made it clear he's not interested in the rebuild. So if that's which way y'all going, yeah, but
But
what?
I mean, I feel like it's always the same
Good
with Dame.
shit.
He's like,
You there.
I want to stay loyal, and then he signs a big
I don't
contract,
know.
and now because
Damn.
now Portland can't do anything. They're stuck with him.
No, they're not. No, they are not. Because people say that all the time about big contracts. Do championship teams win on the cheap?
Now they know.
Right. So championship teams don't win on the cheap.
What are you doing?
They
Oh my
are paying
god.
Dame.
Yeah.
What they pay? They can move on for some guys and package some picks and package some players to get better players if they needed to trade. Dame is not hampering them with his contract. That's not it at all. Because the best teams in the league are paying guys. So last I checked, Drew Holiday is on a max deal. Giannis just signed a super max deal. So just like the Boston Celtics with Jason Tatum, his contract is up the year after next. Jaylen Brown's contract, he comes off the books after next season. So these guys are all up, and they're all getting paid substantial amount of money. James Harden, I think he's on the books for 30, 35, something like that. And Joel Embiid is getting paid. So the logic that these teams aren't paying guys, that's just not true.
Hey,
Dame has already
god
made it
damn.
clear he's not interested in the rebuild.
Oop
So
it.
they will come to a decision
No,
of whether
no.
or not they're going to move forward with Dame. If they're going to rebuild, they got to move forward with Dame because he already made it clear.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow.
get it, but I feel like it's
That's
always.
tough.
I mean, I like him. He's a great player, but I feel like in the last couple of years, it was more of talk. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was always like I want to be loyal, I want to be important. But at the end of the day, me personally, I'm glad that he didn't want to have the pressure to win a chip. You know?
Who, Damian Lillard
if he
didn't? Who, Damian Lillard didn't want the pressure of winning the chip?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know
Oh
about
my
that.
god.
I mean,
Ball's right there.
I mean, you know, when KD left, he had a lot of
That's
pressure.
not a steal.
When KD left Oklahoma City,
No, niggas quit.
when KD left
But I
Oklahoma
don't
City
know why
to
they
go
not.
to the Warriors, so he didn't have any pressure when he was in Oklahoma City?
Not that much.
Yes, he did. They were in the Western
Yeah,
Conference Championship. Yes, he did. They were in the Western Conference Championship 3 times in 5 years. They were in the NBA Finals. And not only that, they were up 3-1 on a team that won the NBA Championship the year before. The pressure was all on KD to win. So I'm not buying that logic about Damian Lillard not having the pressure. They did a bad job in upgrading that unit after the 18-19 season when they won the Western Conference Championship. Instead, they ran it back. And with them running it back, everybody else in the Western Conference got better. And they didn't. So they went the other way.
I get it, but now it's like when Dame's playing good, everyone's saying like, "Oh my God, look at Dame, he's so good." But
No, you good. I'm spamming that as soon as he get it.
Play good, it's always like, yeah, team is trash anyway. You know what I'm saying?
They are trash. They're not very
Yeah,
good.
but-
Dame is the only bright spot. What do you want to blame him? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, but I'm saying there's no pressure on Portland. He has zero pressure on Portland.
Yeah, cheese.
What do you want him to do? So you want him to go? If he doesn't have pressure in Portland, okay, he doesn't have pressure in Portland. Would that make you feel better if he was in Philadelphia?
Yeah, for sure.
Would it make you feel
Oh,
better if he was in Philadelphia and he had pressure on him to win?
get out of there. You gotta
because
get
there
out
will
of
be expectations
there.
for him.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Nobody's expectations for him to win in
So,
Portland.
so your logic is the reason why he's playing the way he is because there's no pressure on him to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's not
I
true.
mean, there's a big
because
difference to play under pressure.
That's not true, man. So you're gonna erase all of them years that he was in the playoffs and he was in the Western Conference Championship? You wanna erase all of that?
I mean,
Lag. Oh my god, bro.
2019, it was when CJ McCollum took over against Denver. I mean,
Oh, they didn't give me that chase
So you
down.
worry about the fact that he averaged 30,
Oh, we gone.
I think he averaged 33 a game against Russell Westbrook. You're gonna leave that part out, huh? And he got outplayed against Steph Curry. And not just Damian Lillard, both him and CJ McCollum got outplayed.
Dang, I was ready for that steal too.
But there
Give me
was no
that.
pressure on
Give me
you.
that. Give me that.
Right.
Sweat like was without KD.
Right.
Give me that.
But that was a better team, and they got outplayed.
How did he perform? He
Like I
struggled,
just said, Steph Curry is the better player, and he got outplayed.
obviously.
Yeah, Steph Curry is the better player, and he got outplayed. And in that Denver series, you talking about that CJ carry? CJ had a great game 7. Damian Lillard was really good in that series. He did not perform well in game 7, sure. But I think I think your criticism of Damian Lillard is unwarranted. I think that's nonsense because you don't put that. What you're sounding like right now is you're sounding like someone who wants to put pressure unnecessarily on a guy who's been performing at a high level because he's playing in a small market. That doesn't
But why
work.
would it be unnecessarily? I mean, Dame, in the last couple of years, I mean, yeah, he's put up good stats, but we all know Portland's not going to win it. So, for me personally, it's
So what do you want us to do
then?
then? Unfortunately, there are guys unfortunately, there are teams, right? Unfortunately, there are teams who just aren't good enough. Does that mean that Dame isn't good enough as a player?
No, I'm not saying that.
That's exactly what you're saying. Well, so clarify it then.
Oh no, that's
I
me.
mean, look, Dame is always an all-time great player, and for me personally,
Okay,
he's an
stop
all-time
right there.
Oh,
Stop
good
right there.
pass.
We don't have to go any further.
About
I don't
to
need to hear
get
anything
blocked.
else from you except
For
what you
sure, about to get blocked.
Dame is an all-time great player. That's what
That's it.
Well,
I
they
don't
kind
need
of
to hear
close.
nothing else.
I
I
just
got
saw
nothing but
score.
respect for him. I got nothing but respect for him. But I'm just saying, at that point,
You got me back.
right
I'm
now,
banging that,
there's
yeah.
no pressure in Portland. And me personally, if he played in Philly, he won't play
Give me
that
that.
great.
Give me that.
That's just me.
Damn it.
personally.
Fuck.
Because let's just swap Harden and Dame this year. I'm pretty sure Harden's stat will look way better than it right now. Because there's no pressure on Portland right now. I mean, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is a nice player, don't get me wrong, but he's averaging 31 points
Yeah.
on the Thunder. I mean,
So basically
Come
what
on.
you're saying is that what he's doing is empty. That's basically what you're saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's basically what you're
Because
saying.
the play under
All right.
pressure is completely different.
I just think that and you're discarding all the other years when he was in the playoffs and he was performing at a high level. I think you disregarding that. And to disregard
that.
I think
Be
it's
there.
a total disrespect to him. And the
Big
fact that
body.
he's playing in Portland, I think that's a total disrespect.
Who
to him.
missed?
So, I'm good.
All right.
All right, brother. Yeah.
Have a good one.
You probably switch with somebody then.
What up? What up?
I want that
What
steal.
up?
Damn.
You hear me? You going in and out, my man.
Star one, Ben, cover one, Chris, Damian, Steve Nash.
I think I heard start one, bench one, someone. I think I heard Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Steve Nash. That's what I think I heard. Did I hear that right? I don't know if I heard that correctly. So maybe I could get him back in a minute.
Oh my god, that AI need to stay on him. I
think
don't
heard that
know.
right.
He need to just
Not
stay
sure.
on him. What? That ball went through his body. There's no way.
What up?
What up?
Alright, I'm straight. I don't got time for this. This is bullshit.
Yo,
What up?
so I had a question. Who has a higher ceiling in the next 5 years? Anthony Edwards or LaMelo?
Oh.
I think Anthony Edwards could be a top 5 player in the next 5 years.
Shit.
Because I think he could be elite on the defensive side of the basketball.
Do you think that if LaMelo hits his peak, he can be a top 5, maybe top 3 point guard?
I do. I think he. Well, last year he made the All-Star team. So before he got hurt, I think he was on his way to being something special. I think that if he can continue to improve, I think that he could possibly be a top 5 point guard in the game at some point.
I think if Charlotte.
Oh, I was on blow for them. That's me. Oh, good snag.
Maybe in like 2 years, he's top 5 point guard. I think he can eclipse Trae Young.
You straight.
I think we could possibly have that conversation. I think he's got to get better on the defensive side of the basketball, though. But I think we can have that conversation, sure.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah.
Good OG.
What up?
Okay. So I have a few questions. I don't know if you're into boxing. Who do you got? Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis.
I haven't watched boxing in a long time, my man. I'm a heavyweight guy, and when Lennox Lewis retired, I kind of stepped off the heavyweight division. I watched a little bit of Wilder and Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury's a better boxer than Wilder. That's why he whoops him every time he sees him. Not because of power or anything like that. I just think his technique. I think his footwork. I think his hands. I just think he's a better overall boxer than Wilder. But I'm more of a heavyweight guy than I was. And like I said, when Lennox Lewis retired, I didn't really bother too much with boxing because Lennox Lewis was my guy.
Okay, so
you got bumped.
Good question in my opinion. So, why didn't people talk about DeMarcus Cousins back then? Like how they did Jokic now? Because I don't really see a difference between them two. I actually even think DeMarcus Cousins
I pressed that shit earlier.
So just better defensively. Let's be
That's
real.
for the pass.
He had more blocks, and I think he averaged more steals also too.
So the difference is that
Give me that.
he was in Sacramento for a lot of years, and in the process of him being in Sacramento for a lot of years, he was on a lot of bad teams up in Sacramento. So nobody cared. In fact, the guy that I was just talking to, he was just talking about Damian Lillard not having any pressure. So he was basically alluding to the idea that Damian Lillard took up a lot of empty steps. So that's kind of the same thing that was
I'm big body down here. Stop
He was 25 and 14 up in Sacramento, but they weren't winning anything. They weren't going to the playoffs. So a lot of that stuff was empty. Unlike Joker, who his team made the playoffs last year in the tough Western Conference without Jamal Murray, without MPJ. So I think it's something different.
So one also.
I thought it was going to 0.
So when he went to the Pelicans.
Give me that. Yeah. Big body. Big body. Yeah.
If you were re-signed that, let's say he got the max contract he wanted instead of just taking the $5 million.
I'm with you.
Something like that. And then they would.
That would have been nasty. He was about to nutmeg on that. Shit would have been nasty.
Pair him up with, AD and DeMarcus. Do you think a lot would have changed in the league?
I think a lot would have changed if he would have been able to stay healthy. He started breaking down. That was the biggest cause. I don't think any of those trade moves that you're talking about, I don't think any of that would have mattered. If he would have stayed healthy, with him and Anthony Davis, they were on to something in New Orleans. When he tore his Achilles, I don't think those moves that you made, none of those moves that you mentioned, none of that stuff happened. Because he stays in New Orleans with Anthony Davis, and I think that they make a lot of noise.
Yeah, in my opinion, they would have beat Golden State.
I think they would have gave him a run for their money. No question about that. With those two guys, no doubt about that. They would have given him a run for their money. So,
23, I would have had player of the game with that type of stat line.
Going into the playoffs. So, who do you have?
Actually, cheers.
The top scorer.
Assist a little bit more in defense.
Who's the guy who's going to lead the playoffs in scoring? I think Jason Tatum's going to be a lot better this year in the playoffs as a scorer. I think he's going to be a lot better this year. I think he's got a lot to prove considering what happened last year and how his production went down. I think his production goes up this year. I think he's going to be a better player. I think Embiid, considering how Embiid, it's going to start with him because Philadelphia is just going to go to him right from the beginning against the Nets. They're going to go to him. He should destroy them. And when I say destroy them, I think he should average like 35 a game. That wouldn't surprise me at all if he's averaging like 35 a game against them. So Embiid, Giannis, and Tatum. Those are the three guys that I'm thinking about right now. in terms of scoring. Yeah.
I also have one more question. So I don't know why people are not talking about it a lot, but one of the first round matchup is gonna be Kevin Durant versus Kawhi Leonard, and we haven't seen that since I think Kawhi got injured in 20.